Whatever, everybody in the YTBC. Not really going to be live very long. Just want to, maybe give a couple quick updates and talk about Fury real quick. So, as far as my channel, right now at work, they have put me on a project that is keeping me busy, to say the least. Like, I don't have um, the time to really edit. When I first started this job, there was uh, there was times where I would have big pockets of time where I just didn't have anything to do. And don't get me wrong, that can actually happen with this that I'm working on now. But it just really depends. Um, so bear with me on the content is all I'm asking. Oh, I got four. Oh, what up? What up, Black? What up, CMD Boxing Reports? What up, the Boxing Lounge? Hope all of y'all are well. But yeah, um, so that's what's going on with the channel. I'm just, uh, got to put work first. Um, I might consider just doing short lives, um, like a couple times a week, maybe. What up, Timmy Nealon? What up, 1-2 Kid? Oh, five. Oh, now it says I have six. So, anyways, yeah, I feel blessed that I could just kick off a live even after being uh, somewhat inactive, and people show up. I feel blessed for that because we all know that the algorithm really abandons you when you don't upload. At least most of us know that. If you go long periods of time without uploading, they just won't push you as much. What up, Mad Chad? The fraud. Yeah, so, but that's what's going on with me, just working, making my money. It, I'm sure I'll be able to find a way to put out content. It's just, you know, it's, it's an adjustment, you know, and the one thing that I'm not going to do is have my work suffer to do YouTube, but I will do my best to put out content, even if it means all I could do is a couple lives, during the week. And I think that might be the route that I have to go for a little bit. Because as far as I know, what I'm doing right now at work, it's not permanent. So we'll see. We'll see. And even if it is permanent, I can definitely still see where maybe I'll have some time to do something. But I'm still making my adjustments to the role that I'm currently in. So, and to be honest, I kind of like what I'm doing now at work better than what I was doing when I first started, which I was happy with and content with to begin with. Just, I think it's a bit of an upgrade. Anyways, enough about that. Y'all didn't come here to listen to me talk about work. Y'all came here to listen to me talk about Tyson Fury and whether or not he is faking this whole, coronavirus thing, this whole Tecate virus thing, this whole, uh, you know, Bud Light virus thing. Um, so as far as is he faking it? Does he or does he not have uh Big Baby Anderson? What's up, the twerker and the fraud? Uh, there's a lot of hype behind that guy, and when I say hype, I'm not talking about a hype job. I'm just saying I'm noticing a lot of buzz. A lot of people were talking about Big Baby Anderson. They're calling him the real Big Baby because Big Baby Miller, as we all know, has disgraced himself. So you know it is what it is, but we'll see what Big Baby Anderson does. But back to Fury. So, as far as does he really have uh this illness? Did he really get the disease or the virus, whatever word you want to use? Uh that's true. You never know the whole truth. So, real quick, I I'm gonna say he has the virus. Okay. Now let me just hear me out. The reason why I'm saying he has the virus is Rick Glasser was on Raphael Dawkins some time ago when Dylan White was it or no Povetkin had tested positive for the virus, and on Raphael Dawkins when Rick Glasser was on there. I don't think he goes on there anymore. Um, I mean, he'll probably show up on there from time to time. But anyways, he he was asked, do you think Povetkin is faking the virus to buy time or whatever? And he said no. He said when these guys have something like that, um, they it's to be taken serious. They're supposed to provide results and whatnot. So I do think he did get the virus. I also think that he probably did it on purpose. My theory, and this is just a theory, I have no proof of any of this, but this is just my thoughts. What makes sense to me is Tyson Fury. Supposedly, he recently got the vaccine. And we're not going to get into a whole conversation about the vaccine. Um, if you want to go and inject something into your body that is that new, that's on you. I'm not here to convince anybody to take or reject the vaccine. Uh, but from what I've heard about the vaccine, it's supposedly you um, it takes 2 weeks to take effect. So this is just my theory. This is what I think Tyson Fury did. I think he possibly said to himself, okay, I'm not a diabetic. I don't fall into I'm not elderly. I don't fall into the bracket of people who are at high risk for this disease. Furthermore, I'll go ahead and take the vaccine, and then I will purposely get the virus. He probably felt in good enough health that if he got the virus, he would survive. Um, Taking the vaccine, to knowing it would take 2 weeks to take full effect, and you know, that's what I think. Because let's keep it real. Tyson Fury, he's not necessarily on the up and up. It's to the point like Tyson Fury, he's running two careers right now. He got his boxing career and he has performance art. you know, and to be fair, I kind of think that Billy Joe Saunders does the same thing. He kind of has his boxing career and then he has his performance art that is intertwined with the boxing career. These guys have made an art out of postponing fights. They've made an art out of, making you think certain fights are going to happen and then they don't. Billy Joe Saunders has done it. He was supposed to fight, I think it was Martin Murray, and then he did end up fighting him, but he uh, he canceled that fight due to a supposed injury that he never showed proof of. Uh, he just said he had an injury. I forget what it was. There was the whole thing where he was supposed to fight Andrade. That fight ultimately got canceled because he tested positive for PED. And then you have, both these guys, they have scandals, very different scandals, but scandals nonetheless. Like it shouldn't be the norm that these fights get canceled because of stupid shit that these guys do. It's gonna happen from time to time. But guys like Adrian Broner, guys like Fury and Saunders, and there's actually a big chunk of boxers, a big percentage of boxers that do this shit, where a fight will be completely signed, sealed, and delivered, and either gets postponed or canceled altogether due to some silly shit. Let me take a look at the chat real quick. Claim that Fury was already vaccinated. But how long ago was he vaccinated? I mean, I don't know. I haven't. Right now, I'm definitely more on the casual side of boxing because it has become, or it hasn't become, it's just been harder for me personally, just because of changes in my life. Life changes have changed, have made it harder for me to keep up with everything. So I don't know. I highly doubt it was being reported that he got the vaccination when it happened. The whole vaccination talk came out after the virus being caught was announced. So I'm not doubting. I'm just saying I don't know. As far as I know, we don't know exactly when he took the vaccination. Um, what up, James Jameson? You doing good? Sorry, my dog. He's being needy. He wants attention. So he tends to do that when me or my girlfriend are on our phones. Like during the day, if we're not on the phone unless we're trying to show him that some attention. This little dog, he will act like he's too good for our attention. But the second we get on the phone, he wants our attention. All right, move, go. I'm doing something here. I'll give you attention later when you don't want it. That's our agreement. Go. But so yeah, I wouldn't put it past Fury that he purposely did something. Um, I just wouldn't. Um, yeah, I mean, this is a fight that nobody wants to. Or I shouldn't say nobody. There are some people who want to see it because they feel that uh, Wilder was cheated in the in their second fight. They also feel was cheated in the first fight. They say he should have been ruled a knockout, and then that there was some foul play here. And I just want to bring something up real quick. I was thinking about this. Uh, the whole thing with the egg egg weight, that shit is so ridiculous. So real quick, if the man had an egg shaped weight in his glove, and you claim that's why you had a a swelling in the shape of an egg on your face, was he not for 7 rounds hitting you to the body, to the other side? Like, would you not, by your logic, because I think that logic is stupid to begin with. You don't get swelling according to the shape of the object that hit you. You get swelling. Like, swelling is completely unpredictable. But let's go ahead and go with the logic of Wilder just real quick. Wouldn't that mean there would be a whole bunch of egg shaped swelling, like to the body, and at least on that whole side of his body, from his head to his abdomen? Wouldn't that make sense? Where where's the pictures of Wilder with looking like a fucking Easter egg hunt, at least on one side of his body? possibly on both sides of his body. That shit makes no sense. It's not logical. Along with everything else that Wilder said about that second fight. What up, Haplo? So, yeah, and that's true too, CMD. That's very true. Even though you're vaccinated, doesn't mean that you can't catch the virus still. That is, and that's with any vaccination and any virus. It helps. At least that's the purpose of it. It's supposed to help you to fight the virus. It doesn't guarantee you're not gonna get it. So hence why some places are still requiring masks and shit like that. So, which is weird because the places that are not requiring masks are also not requiring proof. So I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to get into a whole conversation about that. What up, Iron Call? Yeah, we live for a little bit, but yeah, I do think he got it, but I also think that he did something purposely. The autopsy proved oh man. Yeah. That was, I mean, it's no secret. Wilder is not the most I'm not gonna say educated. He definitely needs to work on his I don't know how to put it. He needs to, I'll tell you who Wilder kind of reminds me of. Wilder reminds me of my brother to an extent. Okay, my brother, he will say words, thinking that it sounds good and that he knows what they mean, and he really doesn't. And I think that's Wilder's problem. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm not 100% sure that I know what that word means, so I'm just not going to use it till we all got phones. You know, like, just Google it. You can Google a definition of any word. You no longer have to go through a dictionary and find the word. You can just literally put the word definition in Google and you will find out the definition of that word. So I'm sure he got some kind of report, but it wasn't no autopsy. This reminds me of a time, because my brother, he's one of these people who embellishes stories, or he'll flat out make up shit. He claimed he met a mob boss. Don't bring up that guy, by the way. Just because I said mob boss, don't bring up that guy who we all know. Uh, yeah, his name starts with a J. Don't say his name, please do not. But anyways, my brother, he claimed he met a mob boss, and I know he was thinking Godfather when he said this stupid shit. He's like, I met him, and I was like, oh, my condolences. I'm like, that's not condolences is not just a word you use for respect. That's something that you say in respect because of a loss that somebody, there was a death and a serious loss, usually a death in the family. And that's what Wilder reminds me of. He's like, autopsy is a medical term. So I'll just say from the autopsy report. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what Wilder's problem is. I mean, maybe he's not educated to an extent, but you can very easily look up information nowadays. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of bullshit on the internet, but the internet does also have a lot of information, All right. Sorry about that, guys. Something happened. I'm still here though. I'm still here though. But oh, what up, Boxing Jedi? So yeah, uh, yeah, I did. Cause here's the thing, Black. My brother, he has a lot of the. My brother and Wilder actually have a lot of the same issues. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. All right. Me and my brother, we are day and night. Our personality, we grew up together. We have the same mother, the same father, but we are two extremely different people. All right, we're very different. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say nothing more about that situation. I'm just gonna put it to that way. Very, very different. Two very different people. Like me, I mean, don't get me wrong. We all slip. I try my best not to talk about stuff that I don't know about. He will, um, he will bullshit. No lie. Real quick, y'all bear with me. I'm gonna go on mute for a second. I need to do something real quick. All right, I'm back. But yeah, there is actually a lot of similarities between my brother and Wilder. They they both think they're never the problem. It's just, you can tell when some people have some similar character traits. So, but that's just what it is. Like as far as character traits are concerned, my brother and Wilder have a lot in common. So, yes, he does. Iron Kong. The answer to your question is yes. Like I can tell you, I'm not gonna get into it on here, but Iron Kong, if you ever want some examples, just hit me up in a private conversation, and I'll be more than happy. I just don't want to put shit out there on the internet. Um, I think that's a little bit too personal, like on the general internet. So I'd be willing to talk to you or certain people about, my my brother. And I guarantee you, if I just gave you a couple examples, you'll be like, yeah, that sounds like something Wilder would say. But yeah, stories of delusion for sure. And yeah, like hit me up in the hangout, and like one day we could even do it on a call on Hangouts. And I already know a couple things I could tell you, and you'll be like, yeah, your brother, he's like another Wilder. Kind of scary to think about. But yeah, but we're like day and night. Like I have a good relationship with both my parents. Um, he doesn't. He's the I'm older than my brother, right? I've never been arrested. He's been arrested multiple times. I've actually had to go and bail him out myself. Um, I there's been times where I've had to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to bail him out of something. I tend to stay out of trouble. Um, to me, there's just don't get me wrong. There's we all mess up, but like I'm not gonna act like I never got pulled over by a cop or anything like that. But yeah, it's just I love my brother, but you know what they say. You can't choose your family. Anyways, I want to make this about my brother. But yeah, back to Fury. All right, so yeah, Fury he he probably made himself get the virus somehow. Oh, so yeah, I think that's all I got in regards to boxing. Just real quick, so I just want to give another quick update. Yeah, the reason why also I haven't been keeping up with boxing quite as much lately is just because I canceled well when I let my the Zone subscription run out for a couple reasons. One of those reasons I just didn't like how um, they didn't like offer maybe a couple free months to everybody because um and I guess it's just because the Zone isn't just boxing; it's a bunch of sports. But still, I think something should have been offered. Um, if they, especially if they see that you primarily watch boxing on their app, they probably should have sent you some kind of a notification saying, you know, they're offering you like a month or two for free because there was no boxing for like 4 months on the app. That would have been nice, something. I understand your business and you can't give it away, but a little something to ease the pain, and they didn't do nothing. And there's other reasons, other personal reasons why I didn't renew, but I'm going to renew because they're not the only. I canceled my Netflix, not because Netflix did anything wrong. It for that one, it was just strictly personal stuff. Same thing with ESPN Plus, but now I do have ESPN Plus. Basically, I just did a big downsizing on the spending on streaming services, and I probably would have been willing to renew the Zone had they not like kind of screwed us all over. But I mean, what can I say? I'm a boxing fan, so I am gonna get it again. Um, because like I said, I can't. Basically the only thing that I kept were Amazon Prime and Hulu. So, but I recently upgraded my Hulu to the bundle. For those of you who don't know, for $14 a month, you can have Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus. My girlfriend, she's a big Disney fan, so it just made sense to upgrade the Hulu to where we had all of them because I wanted the ESPN Plus. Um, So I'm gonna be, and this isn't too. I'm not sponsored or nothing like that. Obviously, I'm not big enough for a sponsorship like that. But I'm just saying, if you if you're interested in ESPN Plus and you already maybe have Hulu or Disney Plus, um, you know, the $14 is cheaper. If you were to just get Disney Plus and Hulu, it would cost you more money than if you were to go with the bundle. So I recently upgraded to the bundle. So I'll have all the ESPN Plus fights available to me now that I haven't had for, I want to say 6 months. It hasn't been that long since I canceled my ESPN Plus. But anyways, uh, so that's actually it, and it's already given me, it's been able to keep me up with the boxing actually. Um, Speedos. Hold on, let me take a look at some of these comments. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just getting shit back on track. So yeah, the Zone is probably next on the list for streaming services. I'm not gonna do the monthly. It's too much money. I'm just gonna pay $100 up front, have my year, and hope for, and that's what happened to me. I paid for a year before, And even though I kind of got screwed the first time the first time I did the year, because first I did it monthly, then they increased the price, then I went ahead and paid for the year. And even though I kind of got screwed last time, um, I'm not gonna then turn around and screw myself just because I want to do the month by month. Because in the end, I mean, you're getting screwed either way. If I pay $100 and something else happens where fights are not happening, then I'm gonna get screwed. But that's a if. Whereas I'm going to get screwed if I'm paying $20 a month. So yeah, just real quick, just letting y'all know, do not spend $30 on that Black Widow movie. Don't as Black that clip that he likes to play. Don't do it. Don't. It Not a bad movie. I do think it's worth a watch. However, it's not worth paying no $30 for. Don't go to the movies. If you want to see it, either wait for it to be available on streaming services or for rent or whatever. Or y'all know I'm not gonna promote certain things, but y'all know what to do if you want to see something but you don't want to pay for it. And then also uh, the Tomorrow War. That's the movie with Chris Pratt. That was okay. I wouldn't get Prime just because you want to see that movie. Um, just so you know, it's kind of like a just best way I could explain that movie. Uh, Independence Day with Chris Pratt instead of Will Smith. So don't um, don't get it just to watch that movie. But if you have it, it's worth a watch if you have the time. It was kind of long. I want to say it was like a little over 2 hours, which for me, I love movies that are 90 minutes. Um, if it's longer than that, I expect it to be extremely good. I do still think it's worth the time to watch it, but it's just setting your expectations. It ain't nothing too special. But oh, you think Fury's legs are gone? You think he should be stripped? Yeah, y'all. Jedi. He may have put some of y'all onto something just now. I'm not gonna put it on the screen. You could just go to his recent comments. But yeah, Black Widow. Let me. I'll tell you what the problem with Black Widow is real quick. Black Widow, very just uninspired. If you like the if you like action sequences, especially like in the Avengers movies or Fast and Furious or anything like that. Actually, I would probably put it more akin to Fast and Furious than Avengers. Um, then you'll love that movie. As far as like story and shit that just did this movie really make sense to make? Other than the fact that a bunch of people were asking for it, no. But it's worth a watch. Like it's not bad. Like it. I shouldn't say it doesn't make sense. It makes sense to an extent, but it just certain things they did, um, choices that they made didn't make sense. And like I said, it was just very uninspired. To be honest, it was kind of like a copy paste. There was a lot of copying and pasting going on with things in this movie. And um, ultimately I'm glad I watched it, but I'm just saying it's don't spend $30. If you got Disney Plus, just wait 6 months or whatever it is before it becomes available to everybody. Um, I would even say if you want to see it, get pay the $7 for a month so you can watch it. But I wouldn't recommend uh, paying $30 to see if you have Disney. Just for those of you who don't know, Disney Plus has this thing where certain movies when or movies, basically movies that they're releasing in the theaters. Same day they're releasing the theaters, you pay $30 and you can watch it immediately on Disney Plus. You don't have to go to the theaters, which in theory is not a bad deal. Um, if you have a family, if you got more than two people in your party and you're paying for everybody, you're it's gonna cost you more than $30 to watch at one time, especially if you're getting popcorns and concessions. But um, if you're just getting the tickets, you're still probably gonna pay more than that unless you go like on a $5 Tuesday, which I don't even think movie theaters are doing right now. Um, that's something that they used to do before this bullshit. But but yeah, don't spend $30 on it. There's other ways to see this without spending the dough. Uh, it's like I said, it's worth a watch. It's not bad, but it's not particularly great. So, uh, Ice Road is a good action flick on Prime. I'll check that out. I'll check that out. Mm, I got Prime and I don't use it as much as I should, so that's actually one of the things that prompted me to watch the Tomorrow War. And Tomorrow War is good. I didn't think it was bad at all. Um, I mean it's a little uninspired as well, but you know it's it's enjoyable still. Um, there there's a part where I was like, is everybody in this movie an idiot? Like there was something I was thinking, and one of the other characters who's not Chris Pratt uh, said the same thing, the exact thing I was thinking, and I'm like, this is the smartest person in the whole movie. Like, she should, this person should be the protagonist, because yeah, what they said is exactly what I was thinking, and I'm like, and it makes perfect sense. It's logical what this person said, and that's exactly what ended up happening was the solution to the problem. But there was some pretty interesting concepts in that movie, and the execution wasn't perfect, but wasn't bad. But anyways, yeah. In closing, Fury probably contracted this on purpose. Like I said, Glasser, he said that he doesn't think any boxer would just fake, like just say they have something that they don't. Um, and Rick Glasser, he knows his stuff. What up, Unrivaled Boxing Talk? I'm about to close it out. I'm laughing because one time I was doing a live, and I must have been live for maybe an hour, hour and a half, and I had to close it down. And literally minutes before I'm about to close it down, Mark joined the panel. I felt so bad. And now he just showed up when I'm about to close this one, but he's not on the panel. But yeah, much love to Mark, Jedi, Black, everybody in the Iron Kong, 1-2 Kid. I appreciate each and every one of you. If I didn't say your name, Matt Chad, CMD Boxing, a lot of these guys have channels. Haplotype Zero, but yeah, y'all go show them some support if you haven't done so already. Uh, but yeah, Fury is probably faking the funk to an extent, but I do think he has it. I also think he probably got it on purpose somehow. It wouldn't surprise me if he had somebody, if he called up and found somebody who had the virus, went and had like a needle poked into them, and then had himself poked with that same needle. Like I said, for some of these guys, it's become like a performance art to make a fight and to, you know, create a whole bunch of drama around it, and then ultimately have that fight be canceled or postponed. But y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed.